So I have some opinions on this movie.
You have opinions.
I have some opinions, and I have a feeling they're not going to be well met.
Really?
I have a feeling they will not be well met.
So, Steve, are you saying they should take the Oscar away from this movie, or?
Did it win an Oscar?
It did. I'm just starting to think I don't like Oscar movies.
Yeah. What did it win an Oscar for?
I think Best Picture.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
You're not pulling my leg?
Hold on.
Hold on, we gotta fact check this.
Where's
because
my phone? Hold on.
we can't be spreading misinformation.
I feel like this was as lighthearted as you could make a revolution ever. For like a serious topic, it was funny and kind of light throughout.
Light? I mean, yeah, but like...
Okay.
Not that
First of
light
all,
in terms of...
You're running away from the cops, and Benicio del Toro hands you a 6-pack of beer in the car.
So it got 13 nominations.
Oh, jeez.
It won 6 of them, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor.
Which supporting actor?
Sean Penn. Yeah, so it won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Editing, and Best Casting.
So
editing, okay.
I'll take the casting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the casting.
Casting, directing, and adaptation of a screenplay. All day.
Yeah.
All day for those. The rest of it, they could have interchanged that story with anyone, and it would have been as impactful. Like, I don't think...
So you don't think the editing was good?
The editing would have been better.
They bleeped out some of these curses.
They should have edited the language.
To that point, I was not expecting this much sexual nature, and I was not expecting the kind of a little bit vulgar.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that Michael is a man of God, and he doesn't like vulgar or sex. So
I just
he's not a man who would be sexual or vulgar at all.
No,
just putting
not
it
at
out
all.
there for you ladies.
But definitely
no sex. Don't expect that from this guy.
Nothing but prayer corners and popcorn with this guy.
I knew it was going to be about a revolution. I did not know there was that much sex involved in getting what you want during a revolution. I feel like some of the Sean Penn stuff was a bit of a stretch because she would have gone to jail forever.
There's always sex, Michael.
Yeah,
I mean, I know, but like...
Have you seen a James Bond movie? He can't save the world unless he has sex with like 3 people.
James Bond isn't real. Revolutions actually happen.
I'm trying to remember what was the other. Was the other Anderson brother? We did one of the movies and it just wasn't good. Oh, Honey, Don't.
Yeah, that also had my exact same complaint as why is there so much sex and vulgarity in this movie? I thought they were going to tell me a story.
I'm starting to think the Anderson brothers are going through like a midlife crisis.
I'm starting to think my imagination does fine with the sex and I want story time at the movies. Should we tell everybody what movie we did?
Yeah, well, I figured we're still introing there.
No.
Some of that. Something there is an intro. Figure it out, Steve.
Dance monkey. Okay.
Hey, you went to school for... I cut this sound bit here and paste it there, and then I make it sound good.
I did not go to school for that.
I didn't learn about this in school either.
But you didn't take a class that was just logic and fucking Bandcamp?
It's more like recording.
Yeah, recording.
Not so much like audio editing.
You didn't learn any audio editing in your MBT classes?
I learned how to make the compressor compress your voices to make it not as loud.
Alright.
And then I learned how to make an EQ so Michael doesn't sound like a Canadian no more.
We EQ out the Canadian accent. There's actually a slider for that. It says Canadian, and you turn it
take
all the
it
way
out,
down.
yeah.
I did want to kill that guy at dinner. As soon as that came out of my mouth, I was like, I will open you up inside of this restaurant.
I don't know what they were talking about. I don't know what he
about to
said.
tell
I
all
just
I heard.
maple
That's all I
syrup.
heard was just
That
like, hey, that
Canadian.
Canadian over there. I'm just like, are you trying to die in this restaurant? It's an Irish pub. They allow a little bit of violence. Gee whiz. Eat your bangers and mash and shut the fuck up.
You know, England doesn't own the world anymore, you fucking assholes.
Yeah, Brexit.
Yeah, Brexit.
Whoa, are we a little revolution talk here? What's going on?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Brexit.
start throwing some tea.
I'm about to start throwing some chairs.
As we don't have any chairs.
Yeah, well, it's a bad start to the podcast because I want to throw a chair at the camera, but I don't have a chair to throw.
All I have is this alcoholic beverage. I mean, allegedly
This-
alcoholic beverage.
This bubbly beverage that makes me feel weird.
Yeah, I don't know what YouTube's rules are, but
YouTube can eat my virgin asshole.
all
Okay,
right, well,
first of
this
all,
is our last YouTube video.
that's my job. Second of all, not a virgin.
And third of all, welcome to Every Film in the Book. This week, we did one battle after another.
One battle after another.
And it seemed like kind of one battle. Then they skipped 30 years.
No, but
and
it
then
was
they
like,
went back to the battle.
but then it was like after like another, and then after another.
Yeah,
So-
but it was the same people
And so
kind of
on.
doing the same thing.
So I do want to say this movie has been on my watch list since it came out.
Mhm.
I've been wanting to see it. My own father said it was good.
Your own father.
And he hates most movies outside of like westerns or, The Godfather.
Yeah, he's got a specific taste.
yeah. He grew up in a certain time where On the Waterfront was the only movie you could watch.
Yeah.
But no, we wanted to do this. It's an Oscar winner. It won 6 Oscars that we just looked up. And I'm truly starting to think I just don't click with Oscar movies. I'm not saying this movie was bad. I enjoyed the ride, but I felt so bored. Like
Really?
now it's hard to explain, but it's like that the ending, right? We're already jumping to the ending.
Whoa. Okay.
Hold on. So there's like that car chase, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 3 cars going after each other. But you got this like pokey kind of like goofy music playing in the background that cuts all the tension of that.
That's the fluff I was talking about.
And
Yeah.
plus the villain that's not DiCaprio or his daughter has no idea who's in that car. So
Wait.
there's no tension to be a car chase.
You think the villain is DiCaprio and his
No.
daughter?
The guy who shoots Sean Penn, the Santa Claus cult member.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's just cleaning up a mess, okay?
I know, but like they make you think that he's chasing Leo's daughter, but he has no idea who's in that car or who even Leo's daughter
Right, he
was.
knows the situation, but
Yeah,
he's trying to
so
clean up that mess.
It's like that was like the peak of like, oh shit, like we're getting to the climax of the movie. But like there's no real tension there because he doesn't know who this character is.
All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's a fair concern.
Yeah, no, it
point.
was just more of I was trying to explain why I was kind of like bored through it, and the only example I could think of off the top of my head was that ending like car chase scene. But there's still more to this movie.
Yeah, so here's how I look at it. It's an interesting start to the film because you get a lot of information getting thrown at you. You kind of have no sense of where we're landing, like what the main plot of the story is going to be. They're just throwing context at you, and you just have to kind of take it in and look towards okay, there's going to be a plot somewhere. We're going to land somewhere, but you just don't really know where. Once we get there, everything shifts and changes because that's also what's happening with our characters' lives. It gets a little more boring for them, so, it's not going to be action after action. But then this one event happens where they have to run. I thought it was actually a really interesting way to tell a story where we are getting a through line. There's not like a bunch of things branching off.
They didn't flash back to 1958 six
Yeah.
times. Thankfully, they didn't jump around. That would have been so hard to follow if they were like 2 years earlier. And
Right,
3
right.
years,
And bouncing back and forth. They didn't do any of that. They just did one cut from the point where, the Wilma, what's her name? Wilma.
Willa?
Willa.
Willow.
Willa.
Yeah, Willa.
She's a baby, and then she's 16. That's the
Right.
only time jump that we get, but the rest of it is just what is happening right now. I kind of liked the chaotic nature of the story and how, Leonardo DiCaprio is just like the whole time just like, what is going on? Like freaking out. It's actually kind of a funny contrast to see him like that compared to the beginning of the film when he was so confident about everything he was doing with La Revolution.
La Revolution.
Yeah,
the
the
French
French
75.
75.
Yeah.
But to that point, there's like one thing on his mind at a time,
Right.
and that's it. So obviously he's like, she's hot, I'm doing the revolution. And then that's not what's happening anymore. And then it's like, I have this daughter, I need to keep her safe. I have very specific rules. I'm only doing that.
Right.
So that was kind of nice that, you didn't see him going to work. I don't care how he afforded the last 16 years.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like stuff that doesn't matter in movies, they didn't put in a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also a bunch of stuff that they put in where it was a little distracting
Right.
because you start out with like a core group of the revolution and they do something really badass. Like they free all those people from the detention center.
Right.
They tie all the guards up, tear gas them, and then they're just cussing them out as they
Yeah,
leave in a
they're fucking
station
leaving.
wagon.
And then
That's cool.
I think we also have to talk about the scene where our girl takes Lockjaw hostage. It's definitely an interesting move to lead a revolution by threatening
Yeah.
men to get hard.
And how did she know that? Like, she had to have some background information on this guy in order to
Yeah.
know, because that's a crazy gamble.
Right?
That's a crazy
Right.
gamble, just being like, I feel like you're into me, and I'm going to make this violently sexy from the
Yeah.
get-go. Also, you have to perform with a gun to your head.
Yeah, but he liked
He did fine.
it.
He did fine.
He
He did. I kind of want to be Sean Penn. Maybe a little.
Honestly, I think
Maybe a
they
little.
wrote that role for you, Michael.
They
Yeah,
didn't, because they
actually.
gave it to fucking Sean Penn, and he won
Well,
an
it's
Oscar
'cause
for it. So would I.
You didn't.
They were like, "Wow, that looks so real." It was like, I felt all of that.
They didn't use a fake penis.
Yeah, Sean
Fun
Penn was
fact.
method
Wow,
acting
appreciate
by
that.
getting
Thank
a
you.
boner.
He probably was too. At that point, he's like, "Well, I don't get any joy out of getting movies. I got to be hard for 7 minutes straight while someone's pointing a gun at my head. I'll do that role."
Sign me up. No, you don't have to pay me.
That would be interesting, because you get like the notes on what it is, and then you get the script to read, and you'd be like, "Revolution, okay, historical drama, okay, there's some ties. I got a what? I got a what? Actually, yeah, I really want to do this movie."
Yeah, I know. I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, okay. It is interesting though, because we get these extremely sexual moments without there being anything exposed, really. Like there wasn't even a
Yeah.
nipple in this
Yeah,
movie.
there's no nudity.
Yeah,
No
tell me about
nudity.
it.
There's like
Okay, but
overt
you're upset about the
sexual stuff.
Yeah, you can't get upset about the overtly sexual stuff if it's like there's not even any skin. You know?
Yeah,
like,
but it's who I would have picked to take their clothes off in a movie.
yeah.
But I do want to kind of play off you were saying about like the chaotic nature. I think that's what initially kind of threw me off with this movie, where like I get this it probably takes place somewhere in America, but like there's so much shit happening and it's coming at you so fast, especially in the beginning, because they're trying to set up like Leonardo's character, like Perfuria, I forget what her name is. They're trying to set up her character and this whole French 75 group as like the organization. So they're doing all this stuff and they're really just throwing you into the movie. There's no like I hate it, but like there's no like scroll where it's like it's 2005 and the revolution is cooking.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's cooking.
Yeah, so like I'm not saying I want something like that, but I think this initial just chaotic flashing of like scenes and you're literally just getting thrown into this story, which I think works. Like it works in some contexts, but in this one it just kind of, I don't know what it was, it threw me off a little bit. I couldn't like get my footing.
And there was
I like that though.
Yeah, see, I kind of liked it too, and there was a huge difference between the chaotic nature of what was going around and the system they had in place was so regimented and so rigid,
right,
that like they had a plan, they executed the plan. Then later on, the only other time there's a plan, they executed the plan, and then besides DiCaprio smoking pot till his brain lost all the passwords, which was really funny.
Yeah.
I did like that. I like them poking the fun at like.
He said, "Guys, it's been 20 years,
Yeah,
and I've just been getting high the whole time.
I fried my brain."
Yeah, I also like that like
Put your supervisor on."
the guy on the other end of the phone is just like. He's like, no, dude, how am I supposed to know you're who you say you are unless you give me the passphrase? And just DiCaprio being like, dude, I'm fucked up.
Right?
Like, just
But
give
also,
me the password.
that guy gets a lot of people killed if he doesn't give him the password.
Yeah, so it's like, I get it. And, like, there's moments like that where I think it plays fun on, like, the seriousness and the chaos that they're bringing into this movie. So, like, when we finally do get those reprieve moments, I'm kind of like, all right, this is what I was expecting out of this movie, I guess.
See, I love the like humor in this movie because it feels so real. Like nobody today is serious 100% of the time unless you work for a bank and you have an all-white family. I don't know. Like like
you haven't
everybody,
removed the stick from your ass.
Yeah,
right?
Everybody today is pretty chill about a lot of things, even when there are serious things happening in the world. We still have to make humor of the situation, and it just feels so like in the moment and real with their humor and how they kind of navigate that through these crazy serious situations. So I love this kind of like, it's like dark humor a little bit.
It's almost like they took a drama and they were like, get me 4 comedy writers, and then have like just make this so nobody walks out of the theater. Like, okay, if we're this serious about it, everybody's gonna leave the theater because this is awful. Like this sucks. Can I say my one complaint?
I would love to hear it because I feel like I've only been complaining.
My one complaint with this is, first of all, I wasn't happy that, and I forget her name, but she believes so strongly in the revolution that she's going to abandon her baby. Like, okay, I get that. That's fine. But the whole revolution was about people being treated fairly.
Right.
And then you just abandoned your kids. So I was like, all right, that's a stretch. The other thing was she could have got arrested and been a rat. That moves the story forward. The story can't go forward if she doesn't get name names. That's how they know who to look for. Duh. But that was the lamest way, the lamest way possible for a revolutionary figurehead to get arrested is because she's having a midlife crisis during a bank robbery. Like, it's a revolution. I was like, we're just here for your money. Okay, so is every other bank robber. Like, you did the most, like, cavalier thing. She should have, my opinion, You write the movie however you wanted, and they made it. It's fine. But for someone with that like societal role to get pinched for doing something that common criminals do felt cheap for her character in order to make it so that she could rat.
Right.
So
right.
I get that the vehicle for it was kind of weird. I would have much preferred her doing something important for the culture, not robbing a fucking bank. That's boring. Like that doesn't do anything for the people. Yes, you have to fund your revolution. I get that.
Right.
But I don't think robbing banks was the way to go about it, because now in my head I go, well, they're all just criminals. Who gives a shit?
Well,
Then the way I look at that, sorry to if I
no,
cut
you're
you
good.
off.
You're good.
I was just gonna say that I think it is kind of trying to show that she kind of goes unhinged and is not really thinking through what she's doing
Right.
for the revolution anymore, just because she gets that. First of all, I assume she's having some postpartum depression after having her kid, which happens to a lot of people and is a totally real thing. But it also is mixed with her, the desire to do the revolution and everything. I think her robbing the bank is kind of, it's to show that she went a little unhinged and that it's not something that was super thought through. She just wanted to do anything that she could do,
Right, and nobody
to
can
get
drive.
away. Yeah.
Nobody can drive. They pick
Yeah.
they pick 4-cylinder minivans.
Bad cars,
The
bad drivers.
Bad cars, bad driving, odd people doing it, an odd mission statement said on top of the desk.
Yeah. Well,
which was fine.
Jungle pussy, thank you.
'Cause she was hot. It was fine 'cause she was hot. But what a weird place to announce something so reckless, when I think I would have preferred her going overboard with a protest, or like they showed them blowing up a government building. It's like, well, they could have gone overboard with that the second time they did it.
Yeah.
Well, so
Kind of weird.
I just to piggyback off of that, I almost feel like if they're gonna make this big of a deal out of like the mom character, right? We should almost get some scene of her back, like at the end, because they make it a big deal that she does escape. She is alive, as far as we know. Like, she got away from the cops. She got away from witness protection. So I'm almost
she never linked up.
Right. So I'm almost kind of like, if we're spending this much time and she has this much of like an impact in the story, or at least in the beginning she does, right. Like it kind of sets off the whole thing. Like, I almost wish they gave us something else with the mother outside of like a voiceover narration.
I think they were just trying to impress on the viewer that because of her decisions she's no longer accepted anywhere. Because she had an identity,
right?
Then she had to give that up, and then she had to give that up, and can't go back to her other identity. So I think that was just more of a, she's now totally alone, and we're not going to show her again because no one's thinking about her anymore. Because she can't serve a purpose for the revolution or the military.
Yeah, it's also one of those things that it feels very real life. Because there are people who lose contact with their parents and they never see them again. And that's just how life happens.
How it is.
Parents just leave and they never see their kids again. And that's just life. So I like that there's not like this perfect happy ending where they meet up and it's like a big thing.
I'm not even
sob
like
story.
I'm not even
you.
necessarily like looking for like a happy ending. Like, oh, we're all hugs and kisses and everything's fine. But
couple
I'm
people
like,
got them in this movie.
It's just one of those things where if she's this pivotal of like a role, or if like she means this much, like, I don't know, where is she? Like, maybe just show me where she is, or like what she's doing.
She turned her back on society and her family and her place in society.
And it's just to show how her blood lives through her daughter, and her daughter in the end decides she wants to be part of the revolution as well. And part of that comes from the letter she got from her mom, but part of it is also always kind of been in her.
Did they say when she wrote that letter? Like how long DiCaprio was holding on to that for?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. And I mean, it
Didn't
really doesn't
timestamp it.
matter.
Yeah, not that it matters.
But she
I'm
said
just, like, curious.
I've been thinking about this for years, or I've been thinking
Yeah.
about writing to you for years. So you assume it's at least, halfway through her daughter's life.
You can kind of infer that at some point after all of this, she has at least a moment of clarity
Right.
and a little bit of regret, which is fine, but also like you're a fucking rat. You're a rat.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
didn't like that part. I think they could have done a more creative way, like Lockjaw gets into that. What was the Christmas Association of
the
Christmas?
Santa Claus
It's
lovers.
the KKK.
It's
Yeah.
basically the KKK.
It's the white supremacists or whatever. And I think maybe they could have done like, yes, he's in the military, so he has all the skills, but now that he's hooked up with that organization, he has no more red tape, and he can go through that to find these people.
Right.
They could have gone a couple different ways, but really it doesn't matter because like you were never supposed to like him.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they doubled down on it by having a meeting with him and then are just blatantly like, we're better than everyone else, and I need you to say that to me right now, or else we can't let you into our fun white guy club.
Oh my God. Okay, I do love how his end happens, where not only does he get shot in the face, car accident, he doesn't, his plan doesn't go the way he wants it to. He survives all that, goes back to his KKK group. They fake that they're going to accept him into their club just to kill him. It's like the perfect ending for him, because you're just like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
He's like, okay, I survived. I don't know what happened.
And has a moment of like, oh my God, I made it.
Everything's gonna be okay.
The sparkles in his eye.
It's just like, all right, sorry, Mr. Lockjaw,
Yeah,
you have to die
bye.
now. And even that wasn't like when he survives the assassination in the car accident. I'm just like, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, him
then
walking down the street covered in blood.
And then as soon as I saw where he ended up, I was like, oh, they just wanted me to wait 2 minutes before I got what I wanted. Oh, okay, cool.
No, I do like when movies kind of do that, where they fake you out a little bit. It's like something you don't expect. I definitely didn't expect that.
It definitely works for me in some contexts, over others. I just don't get what it was with this one.
So my favorite thing
Yeah.
about this movie is the cop that he tries to hand her off to.
Oh, yeah.
Say, oh, we need to get rid of this one type thing.
Mhm.
They've been calling him names and like I don't know if they're calling I don't know if they were calling him a half breed or something.
Yeah, they were saying some pretty hurtful stuff.
Being I don't know, crazy. The white supremacists were being racist. Shocker here, but
Yeah, surprise.
they were just like,
surprise.
oh no, he's Native American, but he passes as Mexican or whatever.
Mm.
So he's only allowed to be around because he has a use for it.
Right.
And he only puts up with it because they're paying him. And he just happens to be at the end of his patience and then grabs the old 12 gauge and just starts blasting people. I'm like, good. He's the only guy that was influenced by that group and then stood up to them knowing what was going to happen. Everybody else thought everything was going to be fine.
Right.
And he's the only one that was like, I'm not making it out. I don't care. Racks a shotgun and gets to work.
Right.
So that
Yeah,
was
oh my
kind of
God.
cool. And then that smug bastard in the lawn chair talking all that shit. And it's like, you're a guard in the white supremacist group.
Yeah.
You're like, you're a cashier. Shut up. It's like, shut up.
You're
And you
probably
got-
getting minimum wage.
Yeah, you got face tattoos, so
Yeah. Also,
Yeah. His forehead was tattooed with relentless. I don't
Oh
think
my
you're very relentless,
God.
dude. You're sitting in a fucking chair.
And that's why I
You got
said
popped pretty easy, dude.
I enjoyed the casting because all those people, it's just like, yeah, that's believable.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
makes sense.
and that's like the thing. Like the cast was great. Like Benicio del Toro, like as the karate guy,
Fantastic.
fucking awesome.
Cool as a cucumber the whole time.
I
Just breathe.
I
He
wish.
Crashing waves.
He
crashing
tells him
waves.
to get off the mat because he's got his shoes on. Like,
Yeah.
hey, stop
No,
respecting
listen.
disrespecting the dojo.
I wish I had the clarity that this guy has, as he's just. All right, I'm gonna go around this corner. You jump out of my car, and it'll be fine. Whatever.
You just get the sense that this is not his first
No.
rodeo in any sense. And clearly he's looking after a lot of people who rely on him for safety. And he's been through this a lot.
Yeah, and it's something for his character that Leo, the guy who's been in the revolution for years, who should be used to this stuff, is freaking out. Meanwhile, Benicio is just, hey, yeah, we're gonna go away for
Yeah,
like
but
a
he's
week, like we'll be fine.
He's the sensei, man.
Mm.
He's the sensei. He's been doing all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
like-
he has been consistently, I'm sure, dealing with, obviously it's about a lot of immigration stuff, and this is supposed to be a safe haven town, and, all of that stuff is a never-ending battle. So it's not like he's had to stop. So I think that, Leonardo DiCaprio's character has just been so, like, we're just getting through high school, like
And-
with the daughter as a single father.
I like how they kind of showed that, sure, some people come to this country illegally for personal gain and to exploit the American dream. I get that. But like most of them they're just trying not to have their life suck.
Right.
So it was all families. In the detention center was mostly families, and then in the safe houses and things, it was mostly women and children just trying not to have a shitty life.
right.
So that was kind of nice that they didn't talk about it. They just
they
showed
showed
you. They just showed you who these people were caring for,
Right.
because they wanted what was best for their people, and what was best for their people they couldn't get in their own country. That's why they had to leave.
Yeah, and like there was definitely a message in this movie. Like there was a clear kind of agenda.
Yeah.
But I
Don't
almost
smoke too much pot, you'll freak out.
yeah. But like I almost wish like they leaned into some of it, but I feel like they didn't like push enough for like a clear message. Like yeah, they were showing stuff with like the detention centers, stuff with like immigration, stuff like that, but like they never really went too far with it. So like
They didn't say this is what the movie's trying to say,
right,
which
like,
is nice because
it's not like they were taking a clear stance on things one way or the other. They were just kind of like, this exists, and we're like, yeah, we all know this exists. What is your stance on it? And it kind of just
see. I'm
the rest
not.
of the movie
I'm not
happens.
looking for movies to tell me how to.
well,
Like, I don't need them to have a stance. They showed both sides of it, I think, pretty well, because the white supremacist group was like, we need to do this.
And even like the military kind of had their own side too, where they're trying to stop the criminals. Really, they're just trying to, make a job for themselves,
Right.
basically, in a lot of it.
I almost think of it as like, what is the movie trying to make me believe, like throughout it?
I see, that's the thing, is I think that they were just trying to show the reality.
Because they show
Of
it
it.
from each perspective as that perspective. Like, the military needs to stop threats from coming into the country. And that's their whole thing. Now they might have used a little bit of colorful language to describe the people that were on their way to the country. But then the white supremacy group was saying, we don't want them here because they're different. The military was saying, we don't want them here because they're dangerous. And then the people are like, our life fucking sucks. We're trying to make it better.
Right.
But they don't overdo one of them. So you go, oh, gee whiz, white supremacists made this movie. Or, oh, gee whiz, illegal immigrants made this movie. Or, oh, my word, some guy in the military with an extra $3 million made this movie.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the, trying not to side on anything. I think you can also look at it in your own opinion. Like, if you lean a little more left or right, maybe you take something different out of it. I don't know.
And nothing really gets accomplished.
Yeah,
that's
really.
I think that's the main point. Was there's all these different groups thinking they're doing what's right for them, and nothing gets accomplished, and innocent people are caught in the middle of it.
Yeah, because I mean, when you think about it, like the penultimate moment of this movie is when Leo's daughter finally gets free, and it's of no action of her own. It's just because this cop suddenly gains a conscience and turns on everyone else.
Yeah, he was
So,
tired
like,
of it. Yeah,
it does make sense what you're saying, where it's like nothing really gets accomplished. Like, Leo doesn't really save his daughter; she saves herself. Like, she doesn't really get rescued. A turn of events happens.
yeah.
And now she's like free of her own accord. So it's like, yeah, nothing really, like, all the talk of like revolution and the beginning of this movie where they are actually getting shit done, and like, you know, they're freeing people from these from the camps and all this shit. Like, when you get to the end, nobody really accomplished anything. They were all just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then Leo shows up at the end.
And they really only showcase one person from each group,
Right.
which kind of shows that like nothing's getting done, but one individual can impact what happens, because Lockjaw, none of this, like, the second half of the movie doesn't happen if Lockjaw isn't who he is.
Right.
And then that cop you're referencing, she doesn't get free unless he believes in what he believes in enough to be willing to die for it, just like Lockjaw is.
Right.
And then on the other side, none of this happens if the immigrants aren't willing to put themselves in danger to have a better life. So it was like each of these three groups shows how an individual can influence their immediate story, but the overall thing doesn't really change. It's like these super important points for these specific individuals are just a tiny fraction of what's actually going on. And I think if more individuals would have had that amount of guts from each of, like, whichever one you want to pick, if more of the white supremacists have that initiative, then they win. If more of the immigrants have that initiative, then they win. If more people like that cop turned against them, then more things happen like that. But since it's just kind of, you get these like bursts of an individual affecting the whole, nothing kind of really happens. You would need more of that.
Well, yeah, and it's not really a matter of anybody winning too. Like, this story is literally just to show,
like, this is Thursday.
the mess of it.
Yeah. It's Thursday and this is what's happening.
And it reflects real life, where we never accomplish anything, you know, as a country or a state or a town where you live. Nothing really ever gets like accomplished because there's always something that needs fixing. So and then there's always different opinions at play, where, you know, you're always moving the flag. It's one of those kind of things where,
yep. Well, we got this done, but we could do this. And
yeah.
you know,
they won with this thing, but we're going to win with this thing.
Yeah.
And we're all trying to have this happen, but we all want it separately, so it's all going to cancel each other out. Eventually, something starts winning a little bit much, and then some time passes, and then it's just a big cycle.
Right.
History tends to repeat itself.
Yeah.
The vagueness of it. No, I love this kind of movie. Like, overall, I enjoyed it. I think more so than you did.
Yeah, it's hard to say, because it's like, I thought the actors in the movie were great. I thought like the idea was there. It's just something with it didn't click. Where I don't know if I'm just like not in the headspace to watch it, or like,
you're never into these kind of
but
heady
like
movies.
Yeah, I know. I love them. I love them.
Yeah.
it's almost like these movies where, again, like, nothing really gets accomplished.
That's the point.
It's just like a series of events that happens to unfold, and it almost seems like there's no point to it.
The point is, there's no point.
And like, I think
Time
that's,
is a circle, Steve.
No,
Yeah.
but see, that's what gets me. Like, especially with it winning like Best Picture, I'm like, you should have something to say. There should be something
Why?
like changing about your movie if you are considered the best picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely kind of artsy, you know, with
Like,
its...
and like, you know, I get it. You put DiCaprio in it. You put Del Toro in it. You put Sean Penn in it. You put these. I don't know the ladies' names, and that's a shame. And because they were honestly better than most of the guys. So it's like you put this great cast in it, and you have a great performance from everybody. Like everybody's firing on all cylinders in this movie. Even Sean Penn, being the gross, like disgusting person that he is, he's putting on a great performance, and like you believe him as this like. He just wants to fit into like shit society, so he's gonna make himself a shittier person to fit in.
I think he already had that inside him.
I
Yeah,
don't think I had to try that hard.
I don't think he had to practice hating people that look different.
right. So it's
Came naturally.
yeah. It's just it's like if you're gonna have like characters with these crazy of beliefs or like these like moral grounds that they're standing upon, like I feel like the movie should take a stance one way or the other.
Yeah, but see, you're looking for art to tell you about politics, and art is just a reflection of what's going on.
Well, it's
Yeah, take that,
Like,
Steve. Take that, Steve.
I'm not trying to have them sway my opinion. I just want the movie to have an opinion and not just kind of stay in the middle. And it's like, well, here's this perspective. Here's this perspective. You figure it out. But it's like, you're telling me the story. What are you trying to tell me through this?
I think they were
story?
they just told the story, and nobody does anything perfect, and nothing really gets accomplished, and that's kind of exactly life.
Can I make a comparison for you, if I may? Have you ever seen the movie The Departed?
Yes.
Yeah. So The Departed is kind of a movie where they just show you things. They show you what happens.
But there's a point.
There's not
There's a
really.
point.
There's not
I don't-
really.
I don't
There
know, I
is
think
100%
In
a
The
point.
Departed, there's not really a point. They're just showing you
No,
everybody's
but-
perspective.
No.
And you can side with whoever you want to side with.
No, there is a clear point in that movie
Am I right,
of
or-
who is on the good side and who is on the bad side.
Okay, but that's you choosing who you
It's-
think's on the good side and the bad
it's-
side.
But it's not. The movie states who.
Oh, so they say this one's the good guy, this one's the bad guy.
It's in so many words. Yes,
It's
that movie.
assumed based on what you think
No.
is right and wrong.
Just like you can in this movie, but there wasn't any white
No.
supremacists in The Departed.
No,
yeah.
but
That's the
thing
only
with
different
The
thing,
Departed
is
is
it was-
each character has their storyline.
Uh-huh.
They're telling you something and they're taking a stance on something. Like this was just story beat, story beat, story beat, story beat. It's over.
But but you just exactly described what happened. There was a reason everyone was doing. DiCaprio was in it for the gals, and Lockjaw was in it for the gals
I don't
and
know.
Prestige.
I just
and the immigrants were trying to just like not
I feel like
suck at life.
comparing this to The Departed is a stretch because it's a different thing. We're trying to figure out the rat, and we know who the rats are, so the tension is built naturally because you, as the viewing audience, sees that, and you have information that the characters don't.
I don't know. I'm talking to the guy who loves Marvel films and he loves his heroes and his villains.
So no, you don't have to degrade me to make your
No,
point.
no,
I'm just trying.
I'm not. I'm
you
not.
said, "Hey, you put that on Marvel. We didn't. They suck."
I'm just saying. No,
I'm not trying to
degrading
compare
you.
this to a Marvel
I
film.
just said you enjoy movies that have a hero and a villain.
And you
And I guess you didn't get that out of this.
You 100% like a story to go, this is why. Like, because how many times have you like, oh man, if they did just put an extra scene showing what happened at the end, that would have been great. And
Yeah.
it's another one of those times, just with a little more sensitive material, because I mean, at some points in this movie, it's like, oh wow, that was really cool. Wait, those are white supremacists. Never mind, I don't like them. Yeah, that's just how it is. It's just a little more sensitive because
It feels real.
It's real because it's what's happening and it's relatable culturally right now. I'm not in the mob or the police, so I can't really relate
Or the
to
KKK.
the Departed.
Can we say that too? You're
No,
not
they
in the
wouldn't let me in.
KKK.
I'm a Jew.
You've also
no,
had
I just-
relations with
Nope,
those of
can't
other
prove it.
of other races.
Well, so did Lockjaw.
Yeah,
He
and
got
look,
it.
he got gassed at the end, so there's your fate. But no, it's just I don't know.
I don't wanna go home
Just
now.
something with this one. I don't know. It didn't resonate with me. I just didn't find
That's
like
com-
a point, which I get.
Alright.
Like
that's completely fine. There
some
wasn't
movies
there wasn't
aren't
really a
gonna hit.
point.
Yeah, and like some movies like that, I get it. Like I'll watch Clue. There's no fucking point to that movie. It's just fun.
Well, yeah, it was Colonel Mustard in a
the
ballroom with a
thing
candlestick.
the candlestick. But it's I don't know. Sometimes that works for me. Sometimes it doesn't. It's just I don't know. I don't know what it was. It's hard for me to describe. But for some reason, this movie just didn't work the way I thought it would with me.
That's where we differ with these kind of movies. Another one I think of kind of different, but like Don't Look Up, where it's like that specific type of humor and like
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
showing you
Yeah,
stuff.
That one was
one-
pretty niche there. Yeah.
But like
I liked
That one
it.
I
pissed me
like
off
those.
more
liked
than
it.
most movies.
I like those kind of films.
You were yelling
I was
during the movie.
no. If,
What is this?
Listen,
What are you doing here?
when I watched that one by myself, and I'm glad I did because the things flying out of my mouth, I was like, "This fucking piece of shit movie."
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, if all movies followed a cookie cutter plot, it would be boring. So I like when they do stuff that's out of left field.
It was different for
Sorry.
sure.
Okay, no, I'm not asking for every movie to be cookie cutter. God,
Okay, I'm sorry.
that's what I get for having an opinion.
No, you can. Ours are just allowed to be different and also more right.
All right.
Yeah, well, if you could glean anything from this podcast, maybe you'll like One Battle After Another. Maybe you won't. If you find yourself on my side of the field sometimes, maybe this movie just I don't know didn't resonate with you.
Can I ask one last thing from you, Steve?
Yeah.
So, a big point that I get from this movie is about love between different people, whether or not maybe even you're related with each other, or even just the trust in a friendship. Did you like gain anything from the humanity point of this movie where it showed you all of that side of life, you know?
No.
You didn't feel anything for these characters and what they were going through and how they had their own struggles and like the relationship between Leonardo DiCaprio and his daughter, who wasn't actually his daughter, but he loved her like a daughter.
I know.
No,
I
I
hate
mean-
it. I hate if these lines come out even. You're in. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I wanted DiCaprio to be the
Like,
dad really bad.
Did you
I
get
don't know.
anything
no,
from that?
literally nothing.
I think he
Nothing
does
really
have a soul.
resonated with me.
No.
I don't.
That broke
no,
that broke my heart. I was like,
Again,
oh, man.
I've said it a couple times. I don't know what it is, but nothing about this really resonated with me.
At what point in this movie did you like shut down though? Because did you just like kind
About
of?
like 30 minutes in.
All right. Well, then you didn't even open your mind to what could happen.
Okay,
in the rest of the film.
don't tell me how I viewed my movie. It's just I don't know. This one just didn't do it for me. Like
Wow.
I don't know what it was. It's just I don't know if I just had excitement for it in my head because I've been looking forward to watching this for a while. I don't know if my expectations were too high. It's just something about watching it about 30 minutes in when we finally get our One Battle After Another credit. I just kind of was like, all right,
You're like
what,
that could have been a cool short film.
yeah, I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Because like
I
the
see what you mean
beginning
there.
seemed
Yeah.
to tell a story, and then the rest of the movie happened, and I'm like,
The
I don't know.
opening was just a setup
yeah,
for
and
the
I
life of the daughter of
I
this
could have been
girl.
fine with that as like a 25-minute fucking short film, and that's
It would have been pretty cool. Also, I was not expecting fireworks. because he specifically said, I got AKs, I got mortars,
Yeah,
I got whatever you need. And then
Put
he
on
set
a
off
show.
fireworks that are legal here in the state of Pennsylvania.
Well, revolution.
Yeah. Viva la revolution!
Yeah.
I did enjoy the I really like it. And I don't know why, but I really like it when people in a movie speak a different language than the intended audience's assumed language, and they don't subtitle it in English
You're like,
Yeah.
you figured it out.
That
because
is nice.
all the Spanish people got to enjoy their own part of the movie, and I love that because you have to go by how it felt, not by
Mhm.
what he said. You have to look at his face and go, he is pleading with these people to be orderly. And I can get a little Spanish, so it's like, we got to be quick, we got to be orderly,
Mhm.
and we need to do it now.
Yeah, I do love those
I love
moments.
that so much.
Because I don't speak Spanish. I know a few words here and there, but you get it
You
based on
get
the
it. And
context.
I love that's what, like, some of those old French films where I can't understand anything that's going on, but you can feel the movie. They give you a chance to, okay, here's a ton of information, and then they go, oh, you got to feel this part. You got to use something different to get this part. And I like that because it, not so much that but it kind of allows you to stretch a little bit as a viewer, having 7 solid minutes of not being able to understand what's going on. But at the end, you're just like, well, that was cool. That was cool. I think I got what's going on.
Yeah. I also like that one little scene where DiCaprio, like, clearly he hasn't really had a need to speak Spanish in many years, and he's looking for his daughter, and he pulls over at the little gas station, and he's trying to put words together
Yep.
frantically, but like there is still some,
Yep.
he remembers some
Instincts
of it.
kick back in a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
And
That
then
was a cool moment.
that's a very Spanish whistle he does, and I know people have talked about it on the internet and stuff, but he 100% had to learn how to do that, and he wanted to learn how to do that to be authentic to being around that type of people for so long. I thought
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, I kind of like this movie. Sorry.
Well, good. You're allowed to like it.
I didn't think it felt like 2:43, whatever it was.
I was
Like-
definitely feeling that 2:43.
See, I didn't feel the runtime at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
especially
enjoying it.
again when we got to that ending car chase, and I'm just like, oh my god, get to the fucking point.
I
Alright.
did almost
I
say
get
something where it
I
looked like the
fucking
cars
get
were
it.
going 25 miles an hour
Yes.
down
Look,
those
look.
hills.
And again, there was no tension
It's
there.
the perspective because
Yeah.
of all the land but it was just like, why are they in second gear?
They're going
Yeah.
very slow.
I was like, all right, there's 30 minutes left, and 25 of them are this car chase. Let's fucking go.
But
Get to the point of your movie.
can you imagine, like, those roads that go straight for hundreds of miles?
Yeah.
And then can you imagine seeing them in the distance and being like, if I go 150, it'll still take 11 minutes to catch up to that car over there.
Yeah.
That's pretty
No,
neat.
and like the scenery was great. Like, I love the cinematography. It's like, they really explored the area that they were filming in. It felt like they were actually on, location and not just like sets or like green screen.
It was
They
it-
drove them
yeah.
out to the like New Mexico desert.
It
and
was
just said,
it was
"Drive."
nice to, like, because I wasn't looking for seams.
Right.
And I wasn't expecting any CGI, and obviously they didn't actually shoot people to make the movie. All right, we get it. There's some special effects.
Some of the blood was fake.
Some of the some of
Only
the blood
some
was
of it.
fake. Some of it, but it was kind of nice to see, like, just a movie about humans, and then like that was kind of it. Like, it was just a
Yeah.
movie. Like, hey, this is kind of what happens, and we're just gonna show you, and we're not gonna. I like how they didn't dress it up.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the set design was kind of awesome with how like real everything felt. Like you're going through different people's, place of business and their homes and just like
Mhm.
all the shit
And
that someone would accumulate.
honestly, they probably just used.
Got abandoned
Yeah, they're
places.
just like, all right, this looks great. But
Yeah.
no, overall, I was pretty happy with most of the film. And then, like we said at the start, like, I get the directing Oscar adaptation of a screenplay. I don't really buy the Sean Penn did a great job. It's like I feel like anybody that acts mean and nasty in a movie wins an award.
Right.
And it's just like I can be an asshole.
Yeah, any normal person
Like,
could be an asshole on film.
I could have
Yeah.
Pay me.
I could have done way worse than Sean Penn in that.
Right.
If anything, they should have got something for the makeup because that whole job they did on his face was pretty impressive.
That was pretty good.
That looked really real.
Favorite part of the makeup though was I forget her name, the mother of the girl. She has the like one eyelash that's longer.
Yes.
Yeah, don't mind that at all.
One
That's,
single extension right in the
Yeah,
middle.
a little clump in the middle. Give it a little butterfly. You know how they have those like tails on the end. Yeah. Yeah, didn't mind that at all. Do more of that, Hollywood.
Ugh. Sorry you didn't like it, Steve.
Hey, I mean, you're not gonna like all of them. Yeah, some are hit or miss. But this was one I really wanted to enjoy, and I was looking forward to watching it. So I'm glad we watched it, and I'm glad I finally got to see it. It's just a shame it didn't hit with me. Maybe I'll watch it again sometime later, and
I think
maybe it'll hit me better.
It would deserve a second watch.
Yeah,
See,
and
I who liked it probably will never watch this movie again.
Right, you're
Because
fine
you were
with one and
satisfied
done.
I was
with
satisfied. I was like,
That's
okay, that's cool.
Now I know what happens.
I'll replay
Yeah.
some of the scenes a lot in my head later tonight.
Right.
And a lot not in my head when I'm watching it on YouTube.
Yeah. So, whatever. This one just didn't hit with me this time. But, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and I'm glad you got something out of it. Maybe the next one I'll be 100% on, and then you guys will be annoyed with how good I am.
Well, it's a movie I picked, so it's probably going to be something you hate.
What are we doing?
We'll find out next
we'll find
time
out
on
in
Every
a
Film
couple
in
of
the
weeks. Join us again while we argue with Steve.
Book. Yeah.
No, it is kind of refreshing to like not always be like, this movie was great. This
Yeah,
movie was great.
we have to
this
fight a
movie is
little
great.
bit.
We gotta have some
Yeah,
depth to this here.
And you.
But it's been a while since we all weren't in 100% agreement before we watched the movie.
I think it's been since fucking either Dragged Across Concrete or Don't Look Up.
Yeah, both
Yeah.
excellent movies.
Yeah.
That I
in
hated.
different senses. I liked one, I didn't like the other, so
Yeah.
I was right in the middle.
Dragged Across Concrete is cinematic masterpiece.
Michael, it'll make make you feel happy that that's our most listened to episode.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
All right. See y'all in a couple of weeks.
Mic drop.
But yeah, check us out again in 2 more weeks, where we're probably not going to cover another Oscar movie for a little bit, but
No.
we got something else cooking up for you guys.
Yeah.
So tune back in, and we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.